things.
I like this, so I can actually get some words in. Let's do it.
Yeah, Brett. I thought I'd move you over to the civilized podcast. Now we can have an actual conversation.
This is it. I've got to skip in whoever. So how do I do it that I can see everybody at the same time?
Swipe it over.
Just click.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's look at the lights and everything.
You got it. Did they set you up with a podcast room down there or what?
Fucking Johnny Styles, bro.
Oh, there he is. I can hear him. He only does things professionally. Top notch.
I'll have it set up properly for next time, John. We'll be looking lit.
James, I've never seen you wearing a tight shirt. It looks good.
Cheers, man.
You look like a fucking bodyguard or a bouncer.
It does.
What's going on, guys?
Not what, man.
I'm fucking sick. Are we gonna do like half an hour and then we'll call it a day?
Every time you say a short one, it's like 2.5 hours.
Well, that's what COVID.
Once I get this coffee in me, I'll be right. Well, I don't know for sure if I have COVID. So I did
you definitely have.
No. I did the PCR test when I landed from the airport and it was negative. And then I did an at-home antigen test and it was positive. But then after 8 days, you're supposed to do another like legitimate PCR test, which I did, and wait for the results. So I don't know. What's that?
Did you do the second one?
Yeah, I did the second one. I'm waiting for the results. Actually, I'm checking them right now. Checking them right now.
Live on air.
Live on air. I'm checking right now. And
what did the HIV panel come back as?
The results still aren't in on both HIV and the COVID.
You just want that free GH, didn't you?
What's going on, Brett? How are you, man?
I'm good, man. And there's no way you're not positive because you already said this to me, and I told you lost your smell and taste. So that's your indicator right there.
Yeah, but you lose your smell and taste when you get a cold too.
I've never lost my smell and taste until I got COVID.
Yeah.
No, like when your sinuses get all fucked up, you can't taste everything properly.
Oh, you said you were okay. I guess you did say you're tasting at 20%. I don't know how you lay it. About 20%. You know, you
know what I mean. Like if I eat like McDonald's, I can taste like a little bit of the Big Mac, but I can't taste the full.
That's the 20%. That's the biggest thing that sucks with being ill.
I know, man. Fuck.
So is it 20% or is it 20% of the whole meal? So when you eat the pizza, you taste the first 2 slices, but the other 8 you don't taste.
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
No, I taste 20% of each slice.
Of each slice.
Yeah. So I got to eat the whole thing.
Yeah. And the calories only count at 20% as well, right?
That's right.
Not tasting it. And
so it's a 5,000 calorie pizza. I only.
If you can't taste it, it didn't happen.
That's right. James, why are you still so lean, man? What's going on?
I still train like I'm a. Look.
What the fuck?
Whoa!
That's not how you bulk. Come on, what's going on?
I'm 277 now. I'm like up for 17 pounds.
Yeah, but you were 307 at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going up slowly. I'm just keeping it neat, bro. You know.
Yeah.
I told you when he stayed at mine, he was like a machine. I'm like, oh, it's like the boys are gone. Let's have a few relaxed days. He's up in the fucking gym pounding cardio on his meals.
So
as an animal.
How many, like, are you eating a lot of cheats and just staying lean anyway, or are you keeping it totally clean with the diet?
I eat probably 3-4 cheats a week, but I've just upped my food. Like, I'm just upping my food weekly if it feels like I can. So the simple little things like, an extra egg in the morning with my breakfast. So I'm just like I'm looking at my macros and I'm just adding them up.
Wait, you're not counting that egg. You're not counting that extra egg as the cheat, right? That's a clean meal.
I'm in Outback most nights. Like I'm having like takeaway most nights.
Yeah, but Outback's still not really a cheat. You can get like steak.
No, not really. No, I don't really crave that. I don't really, I don't really like shit food, I suppose. And I know that I can take advantage of this rebound. I
don't know what's wrong with me. That's my problem. I like absolute shit food. Like the worse, the better.
Hey, I'm gonna James, that brownie sundae though.
Oh yeah, that was good.
What did I miss?
We went for a old diner in the hill.
Yeah, we went up to a diner near me on the Monday night, and we had steak and veg and potato, and then they had this massive brownie sundae bowl.
Yeah.
So we got one of those
spot.
each, and that James, that's the first time I've seen James like devour junk and love it.
I love junk. Like I do love junk as well, guys. Trust me.
I think Brett eats closer to what I like when I was like full-time bodybuilding.
In what way?
Unless Dallas was like a fluke, because in Dallas I noticed you ate your meals, but when we went to like IHOP, you would get like chocolate pancakes and fucking smash them all.
Yeah.
So
well,
like,
I'm in the phase right now that like I'm trying to push up to weights I've never been at. So like I said fuck it about a month ago. You know what I mean? It's like you get to a point where you just can't put on any more clean.
Yeah.
So now it's like get my clean meals in, and then honestly, like, and this will blow people's mind. I'm doing like I probably do 5 cheat meals a week right now, so pretty much almost every night. Like last night I only got 2 Five Guys burgers fried. Like, and that's on top of my meals, just because I'm trying to, I was 275 this morning, and I like my goal was to wake up above 280. So it's just like now I'm at the point where, the clean food, and it doesn't matter how much rice you do, all that shit. It's like it's not enough. You got to get into the dirty oils. You got to get into the cheeseburgers. So it's like, so that's what I'm learning with myself, and like I have to do that because my metabolism is so crazy.
So maybe I can try and explain to people. So that's the way I used to do it too. Like I get to a certain point, but I was like, how like every year you have a point where you're comfortable. Like, let's say Brett, for you, comfortable is 260, or 270, right? So if you want, once you hit 280, 285, you start to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I feel like you have to be in that uncomfortable, breathing heavy, can't put my shoes on phase, so that next year when you hit 280, 285, you're fine. You're like comfortable at that weight now.
Right. So so like last year I did hit my highest I got last year was like 274. Yeah. And I thought I was deaf. Like couldn't tie my shoes, breathing heavy. Yeah. Now this time, I'm consistently 274, 275 this week. And like I feel a lot more comfortable. I can get into all my shots, with posing and everything. My cardiovascular endurance is better. So it's like, that's what people need to learn. It's like, it's such a process, year after year, you have to kind of push the envelope, come back down, push the envelope a little bit higher. And each year you feel better as you get heavier. So, and I mean, you guys all know this as well, but that's what people don't realize. And you got to like people, and now with this week and everything, what's going on. It's like people are scared to get to those things, but like, if you want to be a good bodybuilder, you have to kind of go to those limits, but then back down before it's too much, but you gotta be able to still getting all your blood work done and everything and staying on top of that to make sure, but you got to be uncomfortable. You got to be uncomfortable if you want to be.
My mindset right now is very much the same as you just said. Like what I'm doing is I'm going to push the clean food until I get to the point where there is no room for more and I'm stuck. And then I can you have to introduce those foods, these calorie dense. Like you need foods that don't take up as much room, that are just super dense in calories in order to get the calories in. It's important.
Ben, I want to ask you, because you're a proponent of like trying to be 100% clean. So I want to ask you, and I'm not arguing. I just want to ask, can you get, like, say if you take Brett, for example, at 280, right? Yeah. If he wants to break that 274, like you said, where he was comfortable, and go into 284, can he do that with clean food?
No, look, there's a point, and that's why I'm always very wary, because the message that you can hear from what these guys are saying, it's applicable for them.
Yeah,
they're very applicable for them. But I promise you, for 90% of the guys that I work with, they are not in a position to be 275 on both these guys and still have lines in their glutes and pushing their food up. Like these guys have an incredible amount of muscle tissue on them. Like I weigh 282 right now, but I don't have this muscle mass that these guys have, or the metabolism that these guys have. So I can't go to that extreme that those guys have, right? And I train hard and heavy, but I still can't get away with going to that extreme with it.
Okay.
So, and that's why I'm caveating, like Brett's pushed the limit, and they both said they pushed the limit to the point where clean food didn't cut it anymore. And what I see a lot of times is guys aren't pushing the limit with the clean food and their training, and they just jump into where Brett is right now.
Yeah. So they'll say, well, it's off season time. Fuck it, time to have a burger every other day.
Yeah, like Brett was going. I'm pretty sure. I mean, Brett will correct me. He went through his off season phase, like that early phase. He kept things pretty tight and controlled and pushed his way up. Like James is in that phase right now where he's allowing food to creep up, but it's like a bit more rice, another egg. Like those foods are going in first.
Okay, can I give you a different example though? So let's pretend, because I did this my whole career, even when I was smaller. So let's pretend you're 220 right? And I was 220 last year, and I'm comfortable at 220. Now it's this off season. I was uncomfortable last year at 220. Now this off season, now I'm at 220 and I'm uncomfortable. Does that method still apply to the 220 guy? So now he's uncomfortable. He's eating all this clean food. Is it okay for that guy to put in a burger every other day, or more fats, or a little bit of junk here and there to break to 230?
This is where the scale doesn't tell the whole story.
Okay, explain.
If you're constantly chasing the scale, then you're going to be dictated by, I have to have extra food because I just want that number to get bigger.
But the scale does matter, though. You do agree, though, like the scale and your strength.
It's a piece of information in the whole picture.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of guys rule the roost with just they'll decide their diet based on the number.
I did that.
And disregard everything else. And I'm like, don't disregard everything else. Consider all variables. Consider all pieces of information. Then make your decision. Well, am I a sloppy fat piece of shit at 220?
I'll say that the scale was a big determining factor for me, but I also measured my strength. So if my strength wasn't going up and just the scale was going up, I'm like, okay, you're just turning to a fat fuck.
Look, there are other things that come into play, like your rate of recovery. If you're not able to recover fast enough to train as hard as you need to, then look, you might need to consider bumping your calories up, or looking at how frequent you're training, or how well you're sleeping, or all these type of things. You know, there's a bunch.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, isn't the point of breaking a plateau, like every year someone's going to have a plateau at a certain weight, whether they're 210 pounds or whether they're 280 pounds. You're going to hit a plateau where you feel like, okay, my weight's stuck. What I'm saying is, whether you're small or whether you're big, when you hit that plateau, isn't that time to introduce some things that you wouldn't normally eat?
Yeah, and that's where I think the time before you hit that plateau is what's important.
Yeah.
How you reach
like the way you reach that plateau is important, because I can get there in a week after a show if I just eat fucking shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I hit that plateau because I'm going off of just a number on the scale. Like, Brett's taken some good time to recover that body weight. Like I just said to James, you were 307. He's like, yeah, I'll be there again, but in time. And I see guys get off stage and be like, right, last off season I was 250. I got to be 260 as soon as I can.
Okay, so let me ask you because of that what you just said. So I've had two separate coaches, maybe even three. I can't remember if Hani did the same thing, but John and Chad, after my shows, were like, don't worry about reversing. Just get to your fucking weight. Let's get to the weight. And Chad would also always say, John never said this, even though John would say, get to your weight. John would say, get to your weight as fast as you can without getting fat. So like, let's say I dieted let's say I was on stage at 255. I could probably get to 285 within 3 weeks and still be pretty lean.
Yeah.
And then we would slow the calories down and go up slow from there.
But that's the caveat, right? As soon as he said that last sentence,
don't get
fat. That put a bit of check on you, right? That put
a
bit of, okay, that's not pizza every night then.
Pizza,
some pizza, but not all the pizza, right?
Yeah. So one of Chad's philosophies was grow into your weight. Have you guys ever heard that? Like Brett or James, have you ever heard grow into your weight?
Well, so like blast up to 300 and then consolidate it and then lean out at 300.
Like Chad would want me to get as heavy as possible, and even if I was a little chubby, and then hold that weight, and then do the whole off season at that weight, so you kind of grow into your weight.
So I understand, and I've heard that principle before. I think it's unhealthy. I think if we are talking about health,
that's for sure. Yeah.
Then if you're going to consider the two options, if you start the prep on both scenarios at the same weight, I would rather do it this way than get up there early. Do you know?
Yeah. I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying that's a thing. I wondered if you guys have heard that before.
I don't know.
So my thing in I wonder if James is the same way here, and that's why it's like we're going to take this gradual. Is so for his example, your training is much better here at 278 than it is at 308. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
So I'm more focused on, and this is one thing, like, Matt Jansen understands. He knows what I know. He knows that I understand how to get this done, and I've always done it correctly. It's like, so I maximize that rebound phase. I'm not going to push that weight up as fast as I can because I'm more focused. I mean, I'm obviously in a surplus of calories, but not in the obnoxious surplus like with pizzas and things like that. It's more, I'm going to maximize these next 3 months with good training, without the low back pumps, without those, those feelings you get out of bed every morning feeling like shit like I do now, because I know that's coming. So I want to get my strength up as much as possible leading up to that phase. And then I know when you get like, for me, it's like the 275. That's when everything starts getting uncomfortable. You're not as strong because in certain things, you're not as strong just because your mobility is not there as much.
Yeah.
But so that's how I approach it. And that's how I approach it with clients as well is, we're going to push this up gradually, looking at that like maybe 2 pounds a week for a while. And then, then when we get to uncomfortable, then we can unleash a little bit more,
I agree. I think that's the best approach because, like you say, I think the most important factor is performance in the gym. Because once that goes to shit, everything else goes to shit. So like that would be my main focus always. And my food around that is adjusted depending on that. So if I'm performing really well in the gym like I am right now, I know I can creep the food up because performance hasn't started to take a knock yet. So I don't mind gaining an extra 2-3 pounds because I can't feel it in the gym. If I increase the food that much that I feel it in the gym, then I'll actually back off slightly and slowly go up. So yeah, everything for me personally is about going in the gym and feeling great in there.
I think it's also important to reduce how often you're training when you're really trying to push weight up as well.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, if you're spending 2 hours in the gym and you're doing like a leg session, whatever, the next day, if you're now going straight in and pounding back or whatever, and you do 3 or 4 of those days consecutively, you're constantly digging that hole deeper and deeper, and you're already slamming your food. If you're struggling to get enough calories in on those days that you're training anyway, you're never quite getting into that surplus to allow that recovery phase to super compensate and go beyond where you were. Yeah. So with a lot of my guys, I'll start reducing them down in terms of their training frequency. And then on the off days, the calories are higher anyway. So the overall net calorie balance is higher for the week, right? Because they're not pounding in the gym and they're able to recover. So I see a lot of guys trying to put weight on, pounding food, but they're training 6 times a week and wrecking themselves.
So John would say, actually what you just said, Ben, John would say, dig a hole, but not a hole so deep that you can't get out of it. So he would say to me, he always was a proponent of training frequency. So he wanted to do the 6 days a week, but he wouldn't do it with me because I didn't know how to take my foot off the gas. So like
you wouldn't know how to pull the sessions back.
Yeah. So he would say 6 days a week, but only 4 of them are balls out, like all the way, to failure. And the other 2 would be like pump days. Yeah. So if you know yourself and you can't scale back, then he would say just go 4 or 5 days max.
Yeah.
So it's kind of what you're saying is, go ahead, Brett.
Let me ask you guys this though. For you guys personally, is it much harder to get all the food in on your off days though when you're not training?
Yeah, that's why I'm going to say something controversial.
That's my issue too. Is when I do off days and I'm not burning those calories during training, I can't handle as much food. You know what I mean? And I even reduce food on off days, but it's still harder for me to get them in because we're not moving as much as well. So that's why I think the Meadows does that as well. I think
I have a harder time on a training day because I lose 2.5 to 3 hours of the day in the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me,
so then my meals become closer together on a training day.
John would put so much pre, intra, and post workout carbs that my calories would stay high even like during that 2 hours where you're training or whatever. But I do agree with Brett though. Like, man, if I was gonna miss a meal, it would be on my day off. Like sometimes I'm just like, man, I just don't want to fucking eat. Like those are the days that were it's kind of the hardest to get everything in.
Should someone come say hello?
Well, Rudy's in there. Is he there or no? Holy
Rudy!
Shit.
I need a wider camera for that.
Jeez, is that room big enough for you two?
Wait, I heard Fouad has COVID?
No, I just got a cold. Pink eye.
It's gone around the block.
Okay. I just got a cold, I think.
Pussy got COVID.
I don't got COVID.
I didn't get a fake virus. I don't understand. How's that happen?
Don't start. The comment section is going to be littered now with people.
They're going to hate me.
Rudy, the best part is he came to America for the first time in 2.5 years.
I know.
And he went home with COVID.
We're doing a nice little party now.
That's it.
Fucking dirty Americans got me.
Dirty Americans.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say something on that previous podcast. I'm not going to lie. I find myself actually in the gym a little bit more frequently in off season because I like to warrant the food. So I train a bit more because my appetite, like say on the training day, is so good.
Yeah.
So obviously, listen, it's all going to balance. Like I am burning more calories, so therefore the extra food I'm eating might not be getting utilized as well as it could be. But
that's what I mean. If you are taking in 6,000 on both days. The day that you're not training, you're in a bigger surplus.
Yeah. I'll say this. I just like eating, so therefore I do. But I wouldn't say it's the best approach either. I would say that, like what Ben said there, reducing some training frequency would definitely be the way that I would personally have someone do it if they're trying to gain weight. It's just because I am a gym whore. I'm a gym addict, and I like eating a lot of food, and that's why I do it. But it's definitely not the best way.
Look, recovery rate as well, and this is where I think I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, well, considering what's happened, right? But that's where, one of the things that I know Dorian used to do is off season, it's high food and
4 days. You would do 4 days.
But it's moderate to low drugs, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then as the prep begins, there's a trend, it crosses over, right? Food comes down, drugs go in. So there seems to be a new age where it's like the off season is as important, and we're pushing. Well, the food isn't quite enough to get the recovery. So if you train it, you do need those drugs to be high as well if you want to be doing that kind of output. But realize that there's a payoff, right? There's a cost to everything. Yeah. So if you're going to be pushing food and drugs at the same time, then you might have to keep a close eye on your blood work, right? And again, I'm not trying to be that guy, but there are factors that I like to pull the drugs lower in the off season and push food higher, and then let time and food compensate the recovery.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense, right? Because part of the reason why we increase drugs during our prep is because we're, I guess, trying to make up for a deficit.
We're also in the environment. We're also in an environment now, and particularly to these two guys that are on with us, are right at the top of the game. So the stakes are very, very high. So there's not really much time to lose in an off season.
No, I'm just saying I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about for the average person. Yeah. They're going to wonder, well, why do you push your drugs up when you're prepping? Is it because you want to get more shredded? And I'm like, no. It's more because you're in a deficit and you need those drugs to hold your muscle mass.
Yeah, and recovery as well.
Yeah, actually, it's a good segue that you touched on that, because we talked about yesterday a solution to everything that's going on right now with people passing, like Sean and John and George recently, and then I think there's a couple females that passed. And forgive me if I'm forgetting anybody, but so what we were talking about on the other podcast, and I just want to know what you guys think. So my solution to the whole thing was, if the IFBB hired a doctor, not to clear you to train or not to train, if they just said, we're going to hire this doctor, he's going to set the parameters for your blood work, and if your blood work doesn't match these parameters, you can't go on stage.
It was funny because we had that same conversation in the gym the other night, me and a few others.
Yeah. So
we said the same thing.
So my thought was, if they set parameters and they said you have to get checked every 4 months, and if at any point in those 4 months, when you can't compete until your blood work is back within the parameters of these guidelines that we've set, I think everybody would have to take less drugs and everybody be more mindful of their health.
That'd be an ideal world. But
I can't think. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm trying to throw out a solution.
No. And in an ideal, yeah, for sure.
I can't think of another solution of a way for guys to be healthier.
When you say blood work, you mean a full health screen, right?
Yeah. So like you got to go to the doctor. You got to check your liver, kidneys, cholesterol.
But you need like an echo as well, right?
But you can add that if you want. Yeah, you can.
I think that would be more. Blood work doesn't tell the whole story.
No. I know. Listen. So the one thing Ian said is, did anybody who passed have bad blood work? And I'm like, I don't know. And you're right. You can have good blood work and still have a heart attack. Yeah. So, but my point is, it's a step in the right direction. Right. So it's not going to solve every problem, but it might be like, you can't deny that guys will be healthier. And I use myself as an example, because like at 34 years old, my blood work started to trend downwards. And this is the other thing people don't understand about the blood work. They think blood work is very acute. Like, I take a drug today, my blood work is bad tomorrow. And that is true for some markers, but for other markers, it's a long-term thing. So you can't just go off the drugs and then all of a sudden your blood work is going to return to normal. If that thing is fucked up, it's going to stay fucked up for a while until you correct it. So there's no way for guys to trick the system. Like, if your blood work is trending badly, it's going to show eventually. So I used myself an example, and I said, look, when I was 34, if they would have said to me, hey, your blood work's fucked up, I would have had to pay more attention and either retire or fix it before getting back on stage at 35, 36, 37. So
it's then kind of like the UFC clear fighters medically before they're allowed to fight, right?
Yeah, like if they get knocked out, they have to fuck off for 6 months or whatever.
No, even before a fight, like they have to go through a medical like 2 weeks before, right? And then they get cleared to fight.
It's just at the end of the day, it's bodybuilding, isn't it?
What's that, James?
I said at the end of the day, it's so tough because it's bodybuilding and it's made itself popular because of what it is. And I know it's really difficult because we can all sit here and I always think of the ideal, but it's just putting it into practice is something I can never see happening.
Right. So like in this world, look at like, so let's say, I mean, this is hypothetical, of course, but like say Rami's, Brandon's, and Hottie's blood work is not in the parameters. Are we going to kick them out of Olympia this year? So that's top 3.
No. So Ian said that. And my answer to that was, if they're going to implement something like this, they say it starts 23 or 24. So 2023, January 1st, 2023, or January 1st, 2024, these new things go into effect. So that gives someone like Rami or Brandon, assuming they have bad blood work, whoever it is.
Yeah.
Whoever,
I'm just saying that the top guys.
Yeah. Whoever the bodybuilder is, has bad blood work. They go, okay, well, I got 2 fucking years. 2024, this thing's going to come into effect. I got 2 years to fix my liver enzymes, to fix maybe I'm pre-diabetes, maybe my cholesterol's fucked up, whatever it is. I got a year or 2 years to get myself in check so that when I get checked, I can still compete.
And there is the caveat to that of we're all adults and we all take responsibility for our own health, right? Our own actions.
What is that? So what do you mean? What are you saying?
Like I'm the one shoving a damn needle in me. That's my responsibility. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
no. So what are you trying to
like? It's not the IFBB's job to take responsibility for the athlete's health.
So that came up also, right? And the whole personal responsibility thing and how important it is. But obviously, because of what you said earlier, the stakes are so high.
Yeah,
that guys aren't taking the personal responsibility. And I was one of them. I'm just, look, I saw my blood work and I'm like, this isn't great blood work. And I'm like, God, fuck it, I'm going to compete anyway.
Right. So at that point, you made the choice, and because you had the choice. You're like,
but what I'm saying is,
carry on?
That's right. But what I'm saying is, if guys are making a poor choice, maybe there needs to be a governing body that steps in and goes, you know what, you fucking guys care too much about winning or care too much about money, and we need to intervene. Because what looks worse? Tell me what looks worse. Does it look worse to have bodybuilders maybe that aren't as big or aren't as shredded, or does it look worse to have 5 bodybuilders dying every year?
Right.
Like what looks worse for the sport? Because Ian said to me, well, it's going to kill the sport. And I'm like, isn't the sport going to be killed anyway if we have like 3, 4, 5 people dying every year? Isn't the amount of deaths we've had in the last month or 2 enough for people to go, oh fuck, I don't know if I want to do this anymore? I mean, fuck, Ben, me and you've had these conversations. I thought about doing one more show, and I'm like, this shit's not fucking worth it. Like, so it's killing the sport.
But it is situational, because you said if you were 26, 27 and in one of these guys' positions, then it's a different answer.
But what I'm saying is, to the young kid, right? If you want to grow the sport, you grow from grassroots. So to the young kid who's 20 years old and sees 3, 4, 5 guys dying a year, does he go, well, wait a minute, maybe I don't want to do that? It becomes less attractive to everybody.
Yeah.
It's not attractive to be like, because it also looks stupid to the rest of the public. Like, oh, these guys are just burying their fucking head in the sand.
Wait, when did we ever care what the general population think? We're fucking freaks and weirdos anyway.
I don't mean we care to the point where we're going to stop bodybuilding, but I mean, like, we don't want to be looked at like we're complete fucking morons. Like, people are dying.
We looked at that anyway.
But
before people die, they look at us that way. They're all these meatheads.
But it's worse when it's worse after things like this happen, though. So I don't know. Anybody? Anything? James? I can't. You've
not as well.
Gone a little bit quiet. Is that mic working?
I think personally, it's the same thing with the fucking. Oh God, do I want to go down this route? The same thing with the vaccine, right? It's personal choice.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No. But it should be personal choice. Come on, it's personal choice whether you choose to look after your health or not. That I'm big on that.
I'm not going to say anything about the vaccine. What I'm going to say is, These guys aren't making the right choice. That's my point. And I was one of them.
But not understood. But is that anyone else's responsibility other than that individual?
I think
like if there's somebody.
What's the job of like the NBA commissioner? What's his job? His job is to grow the sport. His job is to grow basketball all over the world, right? Like, so if we can sit here and bury our head in the sand and say like, well, fuck it, it's everybody else's personal responsibility. Or if you're Jim Mannion, you're like, you know what, I need to grow this thing and I want people to be more interested and more accepting, then you have to step in and say, we are doing this.
So let's look at a bigger go on, sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was just gonna say, didn't they already try this with the diuretics though?
Yeah, but that was testing for diuretics. So that's a little different. What I'm saying is a frequent, every 4 months blood work.
Yeah.
So we're not testing for any drugs. We're just going to say, this is where blood work looks bad. And you obviously have to adjust it for guys with more muscle. And then say,
the only issues I see with that is, and how do you govern, like, okay, so say they decide to test me and James at the same time. I'm 2 months out from a show. James is deep in his off season. You know what I mean? So like, do they have parameters on, okay, if they're getting ready for a show, we're going to change our restrictions a little bit because obviously your ALT, AST is going to be higher while you're on prep. You know, you got to take those variables into things as well. So, or are they just going to only test you in the off season, which isn't a bad idea because then at least that makes the people, you know, have to worry about their health, like actually come off or come down and get those things in parameters, even though we know you're going to go back on the prep. But at least it gives that like, hey, you got to take 3 months off, get your shit together, and then go ahead and start blasting again. You know, relatively speaking.
I guess I haven't really thought of the time thing. That's actually a really good point because everybody competes at a different time. I just thought they'd do the first test January 1st and then every 4 months after that.
It would have to be regular because you'd want to see the blood work at its worst, right?
Yeah,
because a lot of people do this. They'll be like, I'm going to get my blood work checked after I finish prep and after I've been off for 6 weeks. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Get your blood work checked 2 weeks before the fucking show. See how bad it really is. That tells you a lot of information. People are waiting for the numbers to fall back in line. They check it and go, everything's great. I'll go back on and blast again. But I'm like, what were you doing when you were redlining? How much damage was that putting on your body and your organs? That tells me more information than when you've been off for 8 weeks.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, I don't want to beat a dead horse because we talked about it yesterday on the podcast for a considerable amount of time, and we can move on.
I have one question. Sorry, and I know the question, but I don't know what the answer is if there was one. But the NFL had a similar issue with CTE, right? Have they? Because they were deciding whether they step in, and what was their solution with that? Because that seems like a bigger sport that have a similar health concern.
Well, I don't know everything about football. I stopped kind of watching it a long time ago. But what I do know is they changed a lot of the ways you can hit. I mean, Brett, you probably know more of this. You're more of an advocate.
So I mean, mainly what they did is, they introduced a lot more penalties for like leading with your helmet and things like that. I mean, those things still occur, but now they're making it conscious to like defensive players, like defensive backs, to not tackle with your head first, or you get a penalty or you get ejected from the game. Yeah. The main thing they focused on was more so concussion protocol. So, you know, in the past, I think it was like, especially, 90s, 80s, 90s, it was like a dude would get concussion. They'd send him out 3 plays and
send him back out.
Once he could remember his name, they'd send him back out. That's serious. I mean, like, even when I was in high school, I remember getting like a mild concussion and I was just like, you good? I'm like, yeah, sure. Let's go. But now it's like, once you get in, they diagnose. I mean, you're supposed to, the laws and the rules, regulations say this is like, they have to go through a full week of testing. They have to pass all these certain tests where the NFL sends in a certain team to come, make sure everything is good. So they just didn't, they've amped that up and it is better, I'm sure, in regards. But with that kind of sport, you're always gonna have some issues with the contact.
And hardcore football fans are like, oh, football sucks now. It's not as hardcore as it used to be, blah, blah. And that's probably true, but they're still packing the stadiums. It's not like nobody watches football. So it's like,
so that's a good comparison then, right?
I think so.
If we're talking the way, and then that would.
I think all those comparisons are good. I think
they found ways to diagnose it. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I think the football comparison is good. I think that UFC comparison you said was good about, they got to go over full physicals before they get in the octagon. Like every sport has something. This bodybuilding is like, no, personal responsibility. Fuck you guys.
The only difference is the money behind the federations that they have to support that kind of protocol versus bodybuilding, which there is no money in bodybuilding.
Yeah, but we're not advocating. If we were advocating drug testing, then you'd be like, there's not enough money. We're just saying get your blood work done. So each guy's responsible for his blood work 3 times a year.
Yeah.
That's not going to cost the federation anything.
Yeah.
What I think would help a lot is if the federation or somebody, sets up how us athletes can get, health insurance for a cheaper rate or some kind of health insurance package. Because that'll be just open up the options for athletes to at least go get blood work done. A lot of times they make the excuse like, they'll make an excuse even if it's just, I don't want to pay $200 right now. I'm not going to do it. I'll do it next month, things like that. But if we actually had health insurance as athletes, like other professional athletes have, then that might open up the avenue to look more into your health and take those steps to correct things.
I think it's a good point, but then you're back to what Ben said is there's not enough money or they don't want to spend the money. So
right.
To me, the athlete, if you're going to spend money on growth hormone, you're going to spend money on fucking coaches, you're going to spend money on food, you can spend $600 a year on getting your blood work done. Right. And in most countries, not in the US, some guys already have healthcare, but like in Canada, it's free. I don't know how it is in the UK, but like
UK is free as well.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Anyway,
I'm just baffled by body. Like when I think about bodybuilding right now, it's such a double-edged sword. Like this is nothing really to do with what we're talking about, but I think back to the time of where Dory and everyone was competing, and this the seclusion of information, it not being readily available, as bad as it was, is as good as it was. It was almost like we know too much now, and because people know too much, bodybuilding has less hope of ever being something that's understood by or taken on by everybody. It's almost like the ignorance was the bliss, because when people knew less about it, they assumed it was just eating chicken and lifting weights, which, to the public's wrong because they need to know the truth. But at the same time, that kind of protected bodybuilding as a sport, because back then it was able to be seen and people idolized it and looked at it like, wow, these guys are just hard workers. They're in the gym lifting weights and building great physiques. Now, the main talk on bodybuilding is the pharmaceuticals and the protocols and the fucking drugs. And it's just like bodybuilding ain't what it was when I even started. It's crazy. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's even more hard for it now to be considered anything that's ever going to be a mainstream thing, because the information's so out there and available. Like, it's too late for bodybuilding to ever be mainstream.
I don't think anybody's trying to make it mainstream. I'm just trying to
but there would have been a time where it was on ESPN, like before, because of the ignorance, because no one knew. Yeah, there was a time where everything was shadowed and hidden. And that actually helped bodybuilding propel itself a little bit more into the the audience, the public audience. And now, like, it's just weird. I know people say it's not cult, but it's not cult now, but it's kind of cult because we're all just a bunch of fucking weirdos who like talking about drugs.
I see what you're saying. It's more like football. Like,
it's weird, man. I don't know. I'm just thinking about when I was a teenager, about it, and like my feelings towards it then versus now. Like the passion, I still have loads of passion for it now, but the passion then was so different, because if I knew what I knew now, everything I had to do in order to get here and the things I have to take, I wonder if I would have. I don't know.
But that's the most important thing you said. So there's two things. One of the things I think is like football, right? Most people don't know that football players are on steroids. So they still have that innocence, I guess, that you're talking about, that people think it's just...
Well, you just ruined Christmas for a bunch of fucking
just spoiled it for a whole bunch of people. No, but the other thing is, what you just said is really important, though, that maybe there is a 20-year-old kid out there and that's watching this podcast and going, man, I didn't know how they felt. I didn't know that it might make me lose my hair. I didn't know that it might cause health issues. And that kid can make a better decision, though.
But here's the worrying thing to me, and it's not like I'm less worried about you guys, right? I'm more worried about some of the people. For instance, I don't often read the comments, but I read a comment when we did the Dallas podcast.
Yeah.
And we all went around and said how much tren we used, right?
Yeah.
And hand on heart, that was, I believe, everyone in that damn room.
Yeah.
Someone wrote in the comment, I've lost all integrity because I know these boys are fucking lying about tren. I run like 2 grams of tren, so these boys must be running way more. And I'm like,
he's a fucking diff.
You're a fucking moron. I promise you, those values were accurate. And the problem that I see is you'll get a group of guys like us come out and we'll say what we used. And I have no bones admitting the dosages that I've used. And like you said, I went up to 800 and that was probably a bit too much. I don't know. But there are people out there that will listen and go, nah, that's bollocks.
I know that.
No way.
I know that.
And they're the dangerous ones. They're the ones that are going to fucking hurt themselves.
I've actually seen on More Plates, More Dates on Derek's channel. And I don't know if he's referring to us, and he does a lot of good videos. He's a good guy, whatever. But I think he calls it like fake natty, or I don't know what term he used, but it was like guys that are telling you their doses, but not telling you the full doses.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it kind of bothered me because I'm like, like I said, I don't know if he's talking about us, but I know people do think that about us. And I'm like, look, I think 800 is a fucking lot. Yeah. Like when I said 800, I was embarrassed that I was the highest. So it's like, I'm like, that we're not. So when I
look, I know there are some pros out there that have taken the piss and run stupid
of course
amounts.
Yeah, there's people that
what
lie.
I'm saying is, in certainly the circle that I'm moving in and talking to you guys, and I've had conversations and I've watched you guys inject stuff as well, the values are fucking true, and it's the perception that, oh, that's bullshit, they just don't want to admit it. That's a really dangerous fucking thought.
Listen, when I don't want to say, I won't say. Like I've said to people, like the test level I found that worked best for me was like 1250. And I forget what podcast we were doing, but somebody was like, what's the highest? I'm like, I don't want to tell you. So I experimented for a couple of years there. And I always tell people it didn't work. It was too much. And that's why I say 1250 was like the proper amount for me. Yeah. But you're right, Ben. It bothers me because part of the reason why I started the podcast was to get some of these things out there. So people that were taking 2 grams a trend would be like, oh, fuck, those guys are doing half or less of what I'm doing. I should change. But instead, they just call us liars and do more.
It's weird because they'll believe us on everything else. Like we'll talk about depression,
that's right,
wiping our asses and everything else, right? And they're like, oh, these guys, they're like, these guys are so honest and so real. Nah, he's lying about that though. Like that's bullshit because I'd run more than that. Nope.
James is falling asleep.
No, I'm just like, I'm like that much.
But I do think that's a dangerous mindset. And I said, I'm more worried about the guys on the fringe that don't have access to you guys and the behind the doors, and they assume what you guys are taking because they know what they're taking, and they're like, well, I don't look like Brett or James, and I'm taking a gram of test, so these boys must be running 3 times that.
And then it's like, mate, I've been training, like, what they don't understand, you've been training since you're like fucking 12.
But it's also not just training, it's also genetic. I mean, look, Ben said it to me numerous times. Ben trained with Luke, and he would do the exact same things Luke was doing, and Luke would grow like a fucking weed, and Ben wouldn't. Yeah. So it's not drugs. It's not just working hard. It's not just training.
People underestimate genetics. They really do.
And talking about blood work, I've probably seen way over 1,000 sets of blood work now. The guys that have better genetics have better blood work too.
Your body's processing things better.
Yeah, and I know Dr. Scott Stevenson's spoken about this, and he hasn't quite pinned it, but he suspects that there's some sort of enzyme or system in like a good pro that is able to cleave and metabolize the compound better, and it puts less strain on the organs.
Well, Dr. Dean talked about this on my podcast about hyper responders and how some guys absorb and get rid of drugs faster than other guys.
Yeah, like look, if Luke and I was both taking even 250 milligrams of test, it's way more potent on him than it was me. It'd be the same damn bottle. His body just took it and used it better.
Yeah, if anybody's interested, go back and watch the Dr. Dean podcast. I actually discussed hyper responders with him, and he talked about all the science of it. I'm not going to try and repeat it because I can't. But he said it's real. He said, some people, the way they metabolize drugs is different. And that would make sense for blood work too, because if it's just sitting in your fucking body, then it's going to be worse for you.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's the point. I'm glad you brought that up. And is like, you need to stress as the people is like, in bodybuilding, genetics is number one. I mean, you're not going to win the Olympia unless your genetic potential is there, and you're not even going to be top 10 in the Olympia unless all these guys have great genetics. And like sometimes we even lose ourselves a little bit. We're like, Branch worked his ass off. He's the hardest worker in the room, and he always was. But that motherfucker had some great genetics too. You know what I mean? Like even when he was 16 years old, he was like,
it makes me laugh when they say he didn't. Like he's you're like, looking at that teenager, he looked fucking phenomenal.
He was phenomenal. That's when he actually had more of like a classic physique, and then he like putting on that mad muscle just through hard work. But his genetic potential was great, and so that's why you got these guys that are taking like you said, 2,000 grams of freaking, or not 2,000 grams.
Can you imagine what 2,000 trend? Can you imagine what 2 grams of test feel or 2 grams of trend feels like?
Your eyeballs have to turn yellow at that point, don't they?
Can you imagine the level? Can you imagine the amount of coughing you'd be doing? Like,
I would worry about the mental state of the person at that point. I would not want to be around anyone.
You know, it's funny. John told me that I think the last time I took Tren when we were talking still, I said I didn't feel right. And he's like, I'll tell you, he goes, Tren feels different mentally pre-40 and after 40.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's like, there's a difference in the way you feel. It's like, it's obviously younger. You're going to be more aggressive and more angry and whatever, but it caused more like, I don't know, mood swings and depressive feelings post 40. After 40. Yeah.
More than fuck that. I'm not touching that shit up.
Bad enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know how bad that person has to smell taking 2 grams of trim too? Like,
does it make you smell?
I can tell when bodybuilders are on trim just by how they smell when they sweat.
Why? What's it smell like?
You've never I've talked about this.
I get like the ammonia smell. Is it like that? Like the ammonia?
Yeah, it's just such like a unique smell. You know it right away. You're like, why does your sweat smell different? You know, well, I up my train. You're like, yeah, I can tell. Like, what the fuck? You know?
It's coming out of your pores.
Yeah. Was that why you smell like ammonia in my gym the other day?
Probably.
No.
Oh, Brett.
Fouad. No, Fouad was like, he was like freaking out. I was like, I think I stink.
You were freaking.
I was like, what the fuck is that? I was like, and then Michael was like, it's the fabric. And I'm like, no, it's not the fabric. I'm like, I don't know what it is, but anyway.
Some material does get stinky compared to other materials.
BORAX. You guys ever use BORAX?
No.
BORAX is, okay, so I've said this before on the podcast, but there's always new listeners. So I'll say it again. But so I put my detergent in my fabric softener, and then in this load of laundry, I'll put like a half a cup of BORAX. It's BORAX for anybody who wants it. Because you know your clothes, like if you wear a shirt long enough, eventually, even when you wash it, it still has like a funk.
Yeah.
That shit gets the funk out.
Yeah, man. So I need that with some of my shorts. I wear so many shorts so often.
Oh, your fucking crotch probably stinks.
That gooch is gonna smell right.
That gooch has been rubbing.
Especially if you're doing like cardio on the bike. That boy's gonna kick.
Oof, man.
James, how did you like Texas, man?
I really like Texas. I could happily live there.
Are you when you move? Are you still set on Florida? Or are you thinking about Texas?
Oh, I'll be here for a bit, but we'll see in it. Whenever once I'm in and the paperwork's done,
then it doesn't matter at that point.
I will say this, and Brett can back me up on this. You boys came, literally the day that the weather dropped.
Oh, so great!
It dropped 30 fucking degrees, and the humidity came down to like 50%.
Yeah,
it was so awesome. Much more bearable. Like that's not normal.
It was like the weather knew we were coming, you know. I don't like bro chat's here. We got her.
I don't mind the heat, man. I don't mind a little bit of heat.
I don't know, Brett. Like when you've come to Dallas in the summer, it's a bitch, right?
Yeah. But no, that night we were out at your house and when we had the grill and stuff, that was like that almost sold me on Texas right there. That was just like perfect night, you know, like that 65 degrees.
The best nights I've ever had.
Yeah, that was one of the most comfortable nights, laughs, everything. So, like, yeah, those are those things you remember for a long time.
That's because you went out ripping on the Polaris like a fucking
That was
maniac.
part of it, too.
I was just going to say, that's the only part of the trip I regret.
What, not going out on that machine?
Not taking that fucking thing out for a spin.
Dude, I saw a guy turn into a little boy while we were driving there. He was like,
the best thing is you guys came back and you were like kind of a little like anticlimactic because you didn't plug the belt in and take the speed limiter off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we
did the second time.
Like 10 miles per hour, and then
they came back the first time. They came back and they're like, "Oh, it was fun. It was fun." Right. And we're like, wait, go back out. And they came back like, "Oh my fucking god!"
I know. I didn't go back on it because I was too hungry. I wanted some steak.
If you guys remember, sorry, go ahead, Brett.
No, I was just saying, yeah, it went from only going 10 miles per hour to we were going like 65 down those back roads, just screaming.
If you guys remember before we met, I said the only thing I wanted to do was sit around a fire and just shoot the shit and have a cigar.
That's it.
And that's what we did at your in-laws' place, man. It was fucking great.
I fucking love that cigar.
The next time we got to go out to the lake because we got jet skis.
Do you?
Ooh, yeah, they've one over there. We'll take the jet skis.
What the fuck? Why did you say that?
Because you guys only came out for one day.
Time, man.
I would have stayed an extra night for that.
Oh fuck yeah! Not to see me or my son, just because they're fucking jet skis.
Wow, it's jet skis. That's different.
They are fun, man. They're good.
I think we just need to go back. I think we all need to do just a second visit to reconfirm our feelings.
I'm locked up. I'm locked
I
up.
agree.
I'm locked up in Canada now, man. I can't fly from here.
Why?
I can't cross the border because I'm not double vaxxed.
I'll FaceTime you from the jet ski.
Yeah.
This is you. You're riding bitch right here.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm literally locked in my own country. I can't leave. Can't cross the border.
Are you locked in your house still, or are you laid out?
No. Yeah, I'm still in quarantine for like another 4 days or some shit. That's why my beard. That's why my beard is so gray. What's that?
Like you got a large house with a lot of floor space.
Yeah, I'm comfortable here, but it's like, I want to dye my beard. I can't go get like beard dye and shit. Look how fucking gray it is. This is gross.
But if you want to, wait, you have Amazon though.
Yeah,
Amazon still they can still deliver to your house.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe I'll do that. That's a good idea.
Fuad's pretending it's I Am Legend. He's just like literally the pre-testing what it'd be like in the post-apocalyptic times.
All right, let's do some questions. If you all had to be replaced by a new member in the podcast, who would they be?
I don't want to get replaced.
You just got here, Brett.
I know. I just started. What the
fuck? Who would be a good host?
And it could be anyone, couldn't it? It could be any. They don't have to be in body.
Sean Ray.
I was going to say that.
Sean Ray would destroy this podcast.
It'd be gone as quick as it came.
Everybody would stop watching tomorrow.
Yeah, literally.
What's wrong with that fucking guy? Is he fucking retarded?
Yes.
Does he have
retarded?
Confirmed after this weekend. Confirmed.
No, seriously, does he have like zero like class, zero respect,
self-awareness,
zero self-awareness? Like, who the fuck? Like, where's this guy? And why does nobody do anything about it?
Do you think it's an attention thing? Like, this is the only way he can get attention now, because he got second place in so many shows that's the only way he can get attention now is through making things up, being the first one to report things. It's just bullshit, man. It's a terrible thing. I grew pretty close to the guy these last couple of weeks, and he called me last night last night and the night before. We talked for like hours on this. Yeah. And like, he's very affected by this. And it's like, it's to a point where like, he's going to beat the fuck out of Sean Ray. Like it's going to happen. And I hope I'm there as well to watch. But the main thing is like, here is like, it just sucks, man.
I think it might be attention, but I think Sean like fancies himself as the fucking truth teller. Like
I think Sean's very opinionated and believes himself.
That's what I'm saying. I think he thinks he's like, well, I'm telling the truth, so I should be able to say the truth. And you motherfuckers are too sensitive to deal with it. And I'm like, it's not about that. It's because you have bad timing and you have a shitty way of saying things.
Yeah. But there's something like we all know, which is respect and when you deliver information and how and to like. You have to consider everything before you speak. Yeah. And this is one of them scenarios where it's almost like there's no consideration.
I mean, look, Guy was Sean's good friend. And even Guy said, yeah, he might have been on stuff. And yeah, he had a previous heart issue. So I think he should have been more careful. But the way Guy says it and the way Sean says it, it's like, yeah, one guy's a complete asshole and one guy's saying it out of respect. And it's like, I don't understand why Sean can't grasp it.
It all comes down to tone and deliverance. And unfortunately, it seems like some people, including Sean, when they deliver information that it comes across, really quite bad. Like it just shouldn't speak.
He pushes the ante a little bit by saying like, this looks like it could have been drugs. I heard he was on drugs. It's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't, because he was never on drugs. Everyone close to him, he never even smoked pot. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you can't just say those things because you're the first person to report this shit and people are watching you. So it's like, don't just say things because it makes the story. Yeah, you got to be, if you're going to be a journalist, whatever the fuck you call yourself is, you got to be responsible in spreading the truth. Okay, say your 2 cents worth of how you feel things should be, but don't make things up that ruin somebody's reputation. It's just complete absolute bullshit.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why. It seems like some people are tone deaf on the topic. Like everybody I know or I see in comment sections or whatever is complaining about him, but still nothing happens. He's still there commentating. He's still there on some major channels. He's still there doing interviews, even though the entire community of bodybuilding is like, we don't want this guy around anymore.
He must have some fucking dirt on like the Manions or something. Do you know what I mean? Because by now I'm like, how the fuck is he still allowed a microphone in front of him?
Well, I don't think it's the Manions. I think it's the promoters of whatever shows have him around. Because
I think technically it works for like Jake Wood too.
Yeah,
like Jake Wood's a good dude. I've met him multiple times.
Yeah,
I know he doesn't like those antics, but why is he staying there? Why is he still there? Exactly.
Maybe it's just a loyalty issue. They're friends with him. They know he's a fuck up, and they're like, you know what? We know Sean's a fuck up. We're gonna keep him around.
Yeah, but how many times you let your friend fuck up before you go, okay, you go and sit in the corner?
Yeah, or give him a job that's not in public. Like give him a job that's not, maybe behind the scenes.
Oh,
so I don't know. How's Ben's butthole after the bro chat trip? Oh shit. Sorry.
What?
I shouldn't have read that. I shouldn't have read that. I gotta block this person.
Ben's butthole.
Yeah.
Why can't we talk about Ben's butthole?
Sorry. Okay.
I want to know what the question was now.
I do as well.
If bodybuilding had to ban one substance to help keep its athletes healthier, what would it be? Diuretics.
Yeah, diuretics. That seems to be the issue, especially at the end. When people are dying right before shows, if they have, usually has to stem from diuretic effects.
Well, I mean, what can kill you immediately? Diuretics and DNP, insulin. Yeah.
DNP is the real fucking kicker because once you OD on that, it's just a case of hold on and hope for the best.
I've never even seen that shit. You know that, eh?
I was going to ask, has anyone used it here?
No.
I know a couple guys who have, but I've never even seen it myself. Like
I've seen somebody.
I've seen it. It stains your fucking skin.
Really, eh?
I've seen somebody on it, and like they were sitting there in a 60-degree room, just sweating profusely. And it's like that's when shit gets scary,
Is it oral or injectable?
Both.
I think I just saw oral. I think.
Yeah, I've never even fucking seen it.
Yeah,
I feel like if you have to go to that length to get shredded, there's something wrong.
You're missing the fun part of bodybuilding, which is to get in shape.
Yeah. Have any of you guys got home after a leg session and had the missus decide to dress up for you the minute you got home? What? Well, you can guess what didn't happen. I think he's asking if
then he couldn't fuck because his legs are fucked.
Yeah. Have any of you had that problem? I've tried to do that.
You just make him sit on you, didn't you?
Yeah, lay back.
I can't fuck right after legs.
I've had to cancel some. I've canceled some sessions because like we're just gonna have to hold off, okay?
I don't think I have.
Give me a couple hours.
I've like I had to stop in the middle. Like
Ben, we're not training legs hard enough.
Have you ever had a terrible hamstring cramp?
Oh my god, it's the worst.
Oh,
if you're on your if after legs, if you're on the day after legs, if you're on your knees.
Yep.
And then your hamstring cramp.
I've had your knees now, Ben. Fuck.
No.
Just be forward on his knees like a rabbit.
No, like
on the bed. Like
where was she though when he was on his knees? That's the bit I want to know.
Okay. Just
like if she's behind him, then we're in trouble.
No, I'm straight up, but on my knees. And the worst part is it usually happens right when you're about to bust. And then all of a sudden your fucking shit cramps and you can't enjoy your fucking moment because your fucking hamstrings are like, yeah.
There's just a lot of yelling. There's screaming going on. There's crying.
And she thinks she's doing a great job, and you're like, no, stop.
Oh,
I've had that happen with an ab cramp. That's even worse.
Oh, yeah. I've had that's
bottom ab cramp at the fucking moment you're finishing. You're like, oh my God, fuck that.
Yeah, when you're on top and you're like, you're giving it the pelvis thrust.
My most embarrassing cramp was a hamstring cramp one time. I was actually trained legs and I went to the grocery store. Get to the grocery store, park the car, open up the door, and how like you have to awkwardly, like this was a smaller car, you have to awkwardly like tuck your legs underneath you and get out.
Yeah.
So when I was going out, my hamstring cramped up. It's like right when I went to step down, they cramped and I just biffed it. Just fell out of the car and rolled a little bit.
Fuck.
So I'm laying there. I'm like, oh fuck! Like on the concrete in a parking lot. And I look up and there's like a 70-year-old lady just pushing her cart and she like stops and like looks at me. I say, "Are you all right, honey?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good." And just lay on the ground. It just laid there for another like 3 minutes before I could get up. It was terrible.
Dude, I remember being at dinner. Sitting there. You're kind of dressed up, and you're just sitting in a chair and your knees are bent a little bit, and you sometimes you shuffle them under you. So I kind of shuffled I bent my knee a bit, my hamstring cramped, and I was like, oh fuck. So and you're sitting at it it was a nice restaurant, and I'm like, and we're with another couple, and I'm like trying not to like be like my hamstring's fucked. So I tried to straighten my leg underneath the table, but then my quad starts to cramp.
Oh no!
And I'm like, oh, shit. So I'm like, I gotta go to the washroom. I tell Summer before I get up, I'm like, can you get me a salt water? So I tell Summer, and then I get up and I straight leg walk to the washroom. Like I'm like,
like you shit yourself.
like peg leg it to the washroom. I get to the washroom, start drinking water, but it's just tap water. There's no salt or nothing. And I'm like trying to massage my leg. I peg leg back to the table, and she's got like a rock glass with like salt water in it. I fucking drank that immediately, like it released. But I was so panicked because I'm like,
I had the same thing, both hamstrings, but both hip flexors went as well.
Oh,
wait. On a brand new motorbike that I picked up.
Holy fuck.
So I'm riding it, and then like I'm tucked, so my legs are behind me. I'm like, holy fuck, my hands, I just trained legs.
Yeah.
I just trained legs, and then I went from the gym straight to the garage to pick up the bike, and I was going down Park Lane in London, the West End, and both hamstrings went. So I straight leg on the motorbike, and then both hip flexors go on me.
Oh fuck, because you put your legs out.
Yep. I'm like, fuck me. I had to pull over. That was bad. Shit myself.
I thought this was cool. I got this from a client put this together for me.
Who does that?
I know James already has his in Fouad, but I finally got my magazine cover or article in here.
Do you have a cover yet?
No, not a cover, just a spread.
All right. Well, I'm sure it's going to come soon.
We began a cover soon.
What magazine is that? MD?
Yeah, that was this month's MD.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations. I don't fucking.
Thank you.
I got to take some of my magazines and like lay them out like that. I don't have anything cool like that.
Yeah, no, he just showed up with that. He's like, "Hey, I made this for you." I was like, "Holy shit, man,
who did that?
Awesome." A client of mine. He put that all together as a gift. I was shocked.
See, nobody does nice stuff like that for me.
You're an arsehole.
When trying to bring up your back, should you focus on width for a period of time and then thickness, or both at the same time?
Both. Never leave one or the other.
Yeah, kind of silly.
Do it all.
Did you guys ever believe in that? Did you do like a width day and a thickness day?
That was my. Oh, it
works.
That? Oh, it works.
What?
Listen to me. I'm telling you, it works. So back in the day, so I have like genetically, like my shoulders are a little wider, so my back was poop. So they're like, your back is like wide, but it's like paper thin. So like you need to do something, right? So after like my second show or something like that, third show. So I started doing a width day and a thickness day. It fucking works, man. So like on my width day, I would do all pull down movements. And on my thickness day, I would do all rowing movements. And my back fucking the next year was way better. You could say it was just because of extra frequency.
So I was about to say that. Luke and I did we had 2 different back days, and one would be prioritizing like pulling from the floor.
Yeah.
And then the others would be a little more like pull down variations, but there would be an overlap between movements as well, right? So we changed maybe 2 of the exercises out. The compounds would be different, but the rest of the stuff was the same. But it was just the frequency was higher.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah,
so we'd have 2 back days within a rotation.
But there's different focus. Like you have 2 back days, but one is more heavy duty, like rowing basics. and one is more like I don't want to say isolation, but more pull down stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I've wrote out many a time a plan that has that in, and then by the time I get to training back, I'm like, no, I need to do some fucking rows. Like I can't stick to those isolation movements only. I could if it was paired with something else like hamstrings.
Well, yeah. I usually paired my rowing day with 2 hamstring exercises afterwards. Because if I'm deadlifting, barbell rowing, T-bar rowing, I feel like my hamstrings are getting a ton of work anyway.
Yeah. That would be, I would be able to deal with that.
But my rowing day, my pull down day, I would use as an easy day. So like, let's say I would do quads on Monday. My pull down day would be Tuesday. You know, like day after quads, you're kind of burnt a little bit. So like my pull down day would usually be after quad day because I knew I could get through it and still give like 100% effort.
Yeah, I think as well, if you're splitting legs, you can get away with having a back day and then doing hamstrings and secondary back movements.
So I would do hamstrings twice, but only 2 exercises on each day. So I would do quads and then 2 exercises for hams. And then on the rowing back day, I would do another 2 exercises for hams.
But you start on hams and then do the 2 back?
On the quad day, I would start with hams. Okay. So I would do one hamstring exercise to start.
Yeah.
I would do my quads, and then I would do 1 hamstring exercise to finish.
Okay.
Yeah. And then on my rowing day, I would add 2 hamstring exercises after.
See, I do it the other way around. I do 4 quad and 2 hams, and then on my hamstring day, I do 3 hams and 3 back.
Well, you do hamstrings first.
I still don't know what the perfect split is, man. I still contemplate it daily.
I don't think there is a perfect split. I think it depends on the person.
I don't know.
There's only the perfect split for the person because everybody's body needs different shit.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure mine out.
Push-pull legs works if you have enough fucking time to train your arms and shoulders properly.
Yeah. But by the time you get to that, it's like, fuck, I've been in it 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I actually like at the minute, like a variation of push-pull legs and then a 4th day shoulders and arms.
Yeah.
I think that covers.
I can't do push-pull legs. I feel like I don't get enough per body part.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. You'd have to be in the gym for like 4 hours to feel like you've done enough.
I can't do it. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Why?
What do you do, Brett?
So I do like a combination. So right now what I'm doing is I do like a push because I like doing my chest and shoulders together now. Once I started doing that, I love it.
John had me do that too.
So I do a push day. So chest and shoulders. I do a strictly back day. I do a hamstring day by itself. I do a quad day by itself. And then I'll do an arm day by itself as well right now because I'm trying to bring up my arms a little bit.
How many days a week are you training?
5 or 6.
Yeah, you're like me. I like to train a bit more.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't really count, like arm day. I'm counting that as like a little bit of a rest day as well.
Yeah. You've never done the width and thickness day, Brett?
No, I've never tried that, but you're the first person I've heard that says it works. So maybe I'll have to look into it.
Well,
you're thick and wide anyway, so you're good.
So with my back, like, and this is a Meadows thing, with training with him is like on my back training, it's more about hitting all the angles. So like, that's one thing I really learned with him is like, we started with pull down, so we got this done. Then we're gonna go low rows, so we can hit the low lats. We're gonna do high rows, so we can hit the high lats. We're gonna do rack pulls, so it's the rhomboids. Things like
that's how
I'm trying to hit. Yeah, I'm trying to hit every angle of pulls and then loading it with a pull, usually like some kind of either rack pull or deadlift at the end to just finish it off.
So that's how like everybody should train back, right? You're trying to hit all the different areas, but
all the different areas.
But that's why I like doing the width and thickness days because you can target them more and like really focus on each piece a little bit more than if you do a back day, most of us do 4 exercises, maybe 5?
5.
I'm on like 6 or 7.
Do you really?
Yeah, I saw you. James listed his back workout yesterday, and I went through and I was like, "Fuck, there's 7 exercises, and there was 2 working sets on everything." I'm like, "You're fucking nuts."
Yeah, that's a lot.
I train a lot too. I do at least 6. My sessions are an hour and 45.
Are they really?
Yeah, but I do 4 exercises, and it takes me 2 hours
because you're talking too much.
I'm in there for an hour.
What am I talking to?
I'm in there for an hour.
You're checking on your kid too much.
Yeah. I'm like 4 or 5 exercises. I'm in there for an hour and 15 minutes.
My sessions get long.
Really? You take a lot of rest though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I take a lot of rest.
Yeah, actually, when James and I trained, so we trained legs on that Sunday, And then when you guys all fucked off, James and I had 2 really good training days. And I was like, that was on the money. Like we had a good amount where we could chat, but then we lifted some big, heavy fucking weight. And then it was not rushed. Because I was like, on Sunday, I was like, I'm being rushed around here. And you were getting antsy because you were like, you guys need to fucking hurry up.
Well, I can't train with
4 of you.
4 people, man. It's like 3 people is too much. Like 2 people is good for me. Back and forth, right? Like I have a focus problem. I have like ADHD. If you give me too much time between a set, I'll start to fucking lose focus.
I don't like any set detracting from my end set.
Yeah, I like to keep moving so my mind stays.
Yeah.
Can you guys rate my physique?
No. Bad, terrible. 3. It's a 3.
Do you think? Oh no. What should you look for? No.
People love those rate my physiques, huh?
Yeah, they do. Everybody wants.
I don't know why though.
What do you guys put on your burger at Five Guys?
I like caramelized onions. Sure.
Good one.
Yeah, it's always got to have that. But I do like lettuce.
If I'm doing skip the dishes, I can't do lettuce because it's all fucking shitty by the time it gets to my house.
Yeah, no, I can't eat out. So
why are you laughing?
Because I remember the conversation where you told me about. I've never heard of skip. We don't have skip the dishes.
Oh, is that right?
Is that a delivery service?
Yeah.
See, that's what I said. I was like, what do you mean?
Is it Uber Eats?
It's like Uber Eats. Yeah. We have Uber Eats.
But I didn't know it was an actual like company. So when he said it, I thought it was like his slang way of saying I'm eating out, like I'm ordering out.
I'm being lazy again.
I'm not going to get a coffee. I need a coffee. That's what I need.
All right. So lettuce, caramelized onions. What else?
Yeah.
Pickle.
I like pickle. I do like tomato as well.
Tomato?
Well, I got the big round fucking.
Yeah, that's probably, to be fair, that's probably all I need in my burger.
What about condiments?
I never really have cheese.
What about ketchup, mustard, and like mayo and stuff like that?
Obviously, yes, ketchup and sometimes a bit of mustard.
Okay. Brett?
We talked about this a couple podcasts ago. Remember I said I only do ketchup?
Oh, that's right. You're the weirdo.
So then, and you were calling me weird, but I had so many people write me after that, and they DM me and be like,
they're just
trying bro, ketchup only is how you go. I'm like, yeah, bro. Ketchup only.
They're just trying to lick your nuts, man.
I am. We're basic bitches. It's fine.
Yeah, bro. Ben, Five Guys?
If I'm going to do Five Guys, it's bacon, pickle, ketchup.
Bacon, pickle. Wow, man. I thought everybody was like basic like me.
So I hate pickles, right? And I hate them. But then Denise was obsessed with them. One time she ordered these burgers and I was eating it and I was like, what the fuck is that? And it's a pickle, but I can't eat them unless it's in a burger. If it's like on its own or in something else, I'm like, can't handle it. But in a burger, it adds like the right amount of like salty, like different texture and taste. It's good.
Fouad, what do I despise? What did we learn at the sushi restaurant? What do I despise? Do you remember?
No.
Cucumber.
Oh,
that's right. This guy was.
I fucking hate cucumber.
I pick I use, first off, I use a fork when I eat sushi, but I keep onto the sticks because I poke out the cucumber if the roll has cucumber in it.
That's
and I was doing that.
It's the most refreshing part.
And he was freaking out on me.
I can't fuck with cucumber.
Cucumber's shit. Cucumber's like a shit version of a zucchini.
You know, I think you guys are hilarious. You know, I've learned one thing over doing this podcast for 2 fucking years, that mob mentality is a real thing. You guys are fucking hilarious because one guy will say something and everybody jumps in. But I guarantee you, if we went for sushi, you guys would eat the cucumbers and probably not say shit.
I don't order the rolls with the cucumber in it.
James is lying. James has lied on this podcast like a whole bunch of times and then changed his mind. Like you said to me one time, I said about music, for example. You're like, one day we did a podcast. You're like, yeah, I don't need music. I don't care about music. And then like a different podcast, like 50 podcasts later, you're like, yeah, I love music. I need hard music.
Yeah, probably because my emotions have changed.
But it depends on who else is on the podcast.
Yeah,
that's what I noticed.
How long was it between the two? What you said, like how many?
I don't know. It was a whole bunch of episodes. Yeah.
Listen. Things change, man. I might have been like heavily. I might have been emotionally strong at the time. Needed music.
I think I've. And then the other thing, you motherfuckers, James and Ben are like, yeah, we don't do any screaming when we train. Fuck that shit. We don't need to scream. And then I trained with them, and all they did was scream.
We've been filmed by cops.
Huh?
Yeah, the camera was rolling.
Oh, that's why the camera was rolling.
There was no fucking rest.
When I'm allowed
10 minutes between sets, you won't hear a peep out of me.
You were screaming at Brett, and you weren't even training with them.
Wait,
because I asked him to do that. That was different.
He called me over and said, "I'm going to hack squat."
Look at you motherfuckers! Look at you motherfuckers ganging up on me.
That was for me.
Yeah. Thank you.
I bark like a dog, and he screams in my face.
I catch you motherfuckers lying all the time. You guys.
I only ever really scream if there's like attractive women around.
Oh, is that? You think that's going to attract them?
It's the wolf call.
It makes them like probably think you're fucked up, right?
That's why I get no attention.
You're stranded on a desert island. You're allowed 3 things. What are they? A woman. I met my wife.
Correction. That was a quick correction.
My wife.
See, I'm taking a different woman because my wife ain't there to kick my ass. So I want to.
My wife, a boat. That way I can leave. And somebody.
Then you're stranded though. You can't.
Oh, okay. So you can't pick that.
A fueled helicopter.
Yeah,
fueled helicopter.
Fuck, I don't know.
I would need some kind of fire starter, like a lighter or something.
Definitely my wife and a torch.
Fuck that. I'm taking Bear Grylls.
He wins.
What if
Brett
he can't
wins the game?
I'll take Guy. Guy will save me.
Guy couldn't even start fucking fire at MJ's. You don't want a Guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, for that. I think a Swiss Army knife.
Swiss Army knife.
Why don't you just take a gun?
Swiss Army knife.
What are you gonna do with a gun?
An axe. I want an axe.
Kill the birds.
An axe.
A gun would be good, but then you'd be out of bullets. You're not gonna have unlimited supply of bullets, and you're fucked. You have a gun that doesn't do anything.
Flint. You need flint.
I thought you said slim.
I thought you said slim.
You don't need.
There's not enough carbs out there. You gotta chill out.
You need flint to start the fire. The rocky substance that is flint. So, flint, a fucking a Swiss Army knife, and probably some mouthwash.
Well, that's your third out of everything.
Fucking good answer.
Can I? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, listen, if your gums go bad, that's mate. Whew.
I'm gonna take. Is there a way? Is there something that will filter salt water?
Because you can do that.
A filter.
I know, but
we can't. You can do, but you got the fire.
You can boil it.
Remember, there's no fucking plugs to plug shit in. That's why I was being sensible. You lot are like saying, let's take a fucking microwave or some shit. Like, you ain't gonna plug it in.
Okay.
Realistic.
I need a torch.
Torch. You need batteries though.
No, torch. It's on gas. Oh, I guess the gas will run out.
Wait. Torch. I'm talking about a torch like a light, flashlight.
No, I'm talking like a torch, like a fire that shoots fire.
It's about a flashlight.
Not a flashlight.
That'd be more useful.
That's not.
The thing is, one of us
you'd be starving to death, but you fuck yourself for like.
This is a serious question. If one of us brought a flashlight, whatever it's called, yeah.
I know what you're gonna say, you dirty fuck.
Yeah, like would you feel comfortable in the
I'm going first. I'm going first. So
What did you say, James?
I said we all have to share it, and in between uses, does it have to get cleaned?
Yes, it has to be cleaned. Yeah. Okay. Yes, that's non-negotiable, James.
Yes.
Checking. I just don't know. You guys might get down like that. You might like burn it.
I don't want.
I need it. I need to be washed and cooled down because I can't have it having your warmth on it still.
Wait a minute. This is interesting because there's no Vaseline. So if you have a flashlight, it's rubber, and there's nothing in it. And you're first.
Someone needs to bring Vaseline.
There's gonna be no like lubrication.
No, you
might be better to go second.
You can just spit on it while I'm going.
Oh, you fucking dirty fuck. Just cross the line, motherfucker.
Bro, yeah. Brett's appalled. Look at Brett's face.
Brett's like, why? I should have been on the other podcast. This motherfuckers are gross.
Do you know?
Ian has more stories than that.
I feel like one of us should take some sort of tea bag, like tea bags.
What? So you can drink tea?
Yeah, to drink tea. So we can boil the salt water, get rid of all the bacteria, and have tea so it tastes better.
No, your ass is taking sunscreen, James. That's what you're taking.
Yeah, you burn so fast. We're out shooting guns. You fucking burned like in a hurry.
And it wasn't even that sunny.
No.
Damn.
Oh.
So we would all be dead in a week, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we would. I think I could survive that shit.
I don't.
We can figure out the water.
Take the chicken, because then it would lay an egg.
Who would we knock off first? Yeah, and eat their body. That's what I'm wondering.
We're not all there together. We're not all there together though. We're there separate.
When do you need 2 chickens though?
So they can fuck.
Yeah, you need a cock.
They don't need to fuck to make eggs.
The egg comes out unfertilized. Yeah, so
that's it. That's unfertilized.
Brett.
I thought they were always just fucking.
No, the egg just comes out like that.
That's why it's got no life.
So what's the point of a rooster?
I don't know.
Well, he fertilizes the eggs.
After they're already out?
I don't know how it works. I
think we should find out.
Yeah, how because why is it that sometimes people crack an egg and they get like a fetus in it?
Ooh.
Because they let it sit too long.
Yeah, I've heard like horror stories.
I've never had a fucking fetus in my egg.
Yeah, like a half-formed chicken coming out.
Yeah, because that takes time. It has to stay warmed long enough for it to grow.
The primary role of a rooster is flock security. The rooster watches for flying and ground-dwelling predators. He will gather the hens close and physically protect them from predation. Many roosters are naturally aggressive. Some may attack humans.
That is true.
So they're there for security only.
They're well aggressive. Vicious bastards.
The male chicken fertilizes the eggs, which allows them to develop into baby chicks. Roosters will protect the rest of the flock. So there's male chickens and there's roosters.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Hen eggs are not. There you go. Look, read the second one down. Hen eggs are not fertilized when they are laid. For a hen to lay a fertilized egg, she needs a rooster. So you can still get eggs. It's just not fertilized.
Okay. So he goes
all of our ducks are females.
So he goes and he fucks the eggs.
No.
Oh, how do?
That really belong on the end of your cock.
Fucking an egg. That's amazing.
Smashing an egg in. Oh, I love eggs.
How does the rooster go? The rooster will hop on the hen's back and perform a cloacal kiss, delivering sperm into the oviduct. This will fertilize the egg of the day and can fertilize eggs for a week or so afterwards.
So basically, the chicken, the female one's producing eggs on a daily, and it's just up to him.
Yeah. Okay. So we're eating all the blanks. We're eating the blanks.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. So I would take a fucking chicken on a desert island. At least I got some.
Good call.
Steady supply of eggs.
Yeah, and so you get really hungry and you can kill it one night.
Most eggs sold commercially in the grocery store are from poultry farms and have not been fertilized. Given the right nutrients, hens will lay eggs with or without having been in the presence of a rooster. For an egg to become fertilized, a hen and rooster must mate prior to the formation and laying of the egg. All right, I feel much smarter now.
Don't fuck the chicken on the island, though.
Don't fuck the chicken.
You're not fertilizing that.
All right. What was the weird? Nope. Would you rather get 2 cheat meals per week that doesn't affect your physique at all, or not have to do any cardio during prep?
2 cheat meals
don't affect you anyway.
Huh?
They don't affect you anyway. 2 cheat meals a week.
Well, most people it does.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James, you've already established that you're in the genetic elite of this sport. He had an argument with me. Honestly, I had to put it in perspective for James because he was trying to claim that he has bad genetics. Kind of like, when Guy does, right? And I'm like, James, you don't get to say you have bad genetics. You just don't have.
No, well, we have different traits. Like you have strengths of your own, don't you? Like, but I can, yeah.
What James is saying is, like I've said that before, it's relative to who you're competing against.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, for the average population, we don't have shit genetics.
There is no one that's ever stepped on an Olympia stage with bad genetics.
But if you're saying the guy who is 15th compared to Phil Heath has bad genetics,
I'm just saying, in terms of bodybuilding,
the term itself,
we'll have good genetics.
I want movie star genetics, man. Come on, I'm meant to be in movies.
You have to lose like 100 pounds.
No.
Okay, 60.
Because I look like I'm
if you lost like 40 pounds, you could be like a Jack Jason Statham.
That would be good. That should be what I do.
Yeah.
More money in that, mate.
Yeah.
Or you can get really fat and you can look like Gimli.
Who's Gimli?
The dwarf.
I struggle to get fat, though. I struggle to get really fat.
I don't know who that is.
From Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I haven't seen it still. I'm the only guy on Earth. I know. Fuck off.
How could you not have seen Lord of the Rings, man?
What was the reaction the first time somebody asked to take a photo with you?
Are you sure?
Pure embarrassment.
I actually had it because most of the time it was Luke.
Yeah.
And then it was that first time they're like, "No, you, Ben."
Yeah, and I was like, "Are you fucking?" And then I'm like, "Well, they're just being polite because it's awkward because they asked one for Luke and then me." I'm like, it doesn't count."
I always felt like that at the booth because they would be like, somebody would take a picture with Cedric and I would be standing there and be like, "Oh yeah, you get in too." And I'm like, "This motherfucker, give me a pity photo."
That's what I was like at James's booth at the athlete meet and greet for the Olympia.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, James," they're like, "Oh, Ben, if you want to stand near, you can."
One of the best instances of that was actually here at Arborist Pro Gym. This was like a year and a half ago, 2 years maybe. And I was over on the treadmills I was actually with Phil. So Phil was walking on the treadmill. I was standing on the one next to him just talking. And there was these Asians here. They were from China. They like literally came to America to come check out the gym. And they were probably there to find Phil, but
Yeah.
So he's walking and they walked up behind us and they go, oh, Brett Wilkin, can I take a picture? And I'm sitting there and I look at Phil and I just start laughing. And he goes, go. And like I just stand right behind them, right behind Phil, and they take a picture with him. So Phil's in the background of the picture and they didn't even notice it was Phil. They didn't even notice this is Phil. And so they took a picture of me with Phil walking behind me.
Yeah.
And then they just went about their way.
That's hilarious. I don't know how I felt the first time. I can't remember the first time somebody asked me for a photo.
It's a long time ago, huh?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I mean, of course it's going to be a good feeling, especially the first time. You're like, you acted the court. And he was like, "Yeah, of course, bro. Whatever."
I did a photo shoot before I ever asked for a photo. That was weird. Going there and getting like oiled up and shit. I'm like, this is strange.
Who's that for?
That was for the first company I was sponsored by was Fusion Nutrition. So I did a photo shoot with them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the first time I got asked for a photo, but I probably thought it was normal because I was a cocky cunt. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, take a photo with me, cool. Like, I don't know.
He probably said about time.
Paranormal experiences from anyone. I'm deathly afraid of ghosts.
Yeah, but have you ever witnessed anything that confirms them?
No, not at all. I'm just deathly afraid of ghosts. Not as much now as I was when I was younger, but when I was younger, I was fucked up. I'd have to like turn all the lights on in the house.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny you say this because this actually happened this week.
What happened?
So Ivana texted me the other day. This is like 5 days ago, and she's like, "We need to talk." And whenever you get that text, you're like, "Fuck, what did I do?" Yeah. So call her. I'm like, "What's going on?" She's like, "Well, I just found out some information, and I'm really upset about it." I'm like, "Okay, I'll come home. Well, I'm almost done. I'll be there." So I get home, And come to find out, she was out, she was out and about, and our neighbor was out there. This old lady was out there with her dog. And this lady, and she was talking to Ivana, and she was like, they were talking about, so we live in an apartment complex right now. And they were talking, they're like, oh, they were talking about how shitty, like, the office is and how they handle things, whatever. And the lady was like, yeah, so like 2 years ago, that apartment right over there, with that porch right there, there's actually 3 19-year-old guys living in there, and one of them shot himself in the head and killed himself. And the bullet went through the wall into the neighbor's apartment. And Ivana goes, which one? And she's like pointing at the apartment, and fucking come to find out it was our apartment.
Oh no.
So she tells me this. I'm like, hold on, let me text some. I have my neighbor's phone number. So I was like, let me just text and confirm, before you start freaking out. So I text him, and he's kind of like a hippie stoner dude. He's hilarious. And I'm like, hey man, I just wanted to ask you, like, before we moved in, did like the people that lived there before us, like, did some guy shoot himself in the head and the bullet went into your apartment? And he goes, oh yeah, bro, definitely.
What the fuck?
I'm like, what the fuck? Why didn't you tell me this? He's like, oh yeah, well, there's actually people that moved in right before you for a week, and I told them, and they ended up moving out. So like, I just didn't. He's like, and then he goes, you been seeing any ghosts or anything? And I'm like, what the? I'm like, what are you doing? Why don't you just tell me this now? Like, I've been here for a year and a half. That's why I'm like, he's like, it's been a year and a half. There's only been one instance though. One instance. I'm gonna tell you this because I can't explain it.
Don't freak me out.
So we came home one night, and like on the wall, like way up on the wall, like so high that I can't even reach it. There's no way our cat could have got that high. There's just this little string of blood on the wall. Dead serious.
What?
And
I know what it's from.
And I sat there all night trying to figure this out. I was like, did a fly like run into the wall? I'm like, no, there's too much blood there. Did the cat get that high? I couldn't figure it out. I never did. To this day, I have no idea.
You pulled out of your delt and it went.
It's shot. Yeah.
No, this was in like the bedroom corner. Like, there's no way. Like, so like to this day, I'm like, what the fuck was that? You know what I mean? So
are you gonna move?
I mean, yeah, we're moving here in a couple months for sure.
Hey, can you move before I come visit? Because I might get a hotel now.
Yeah, right. So it's just like, I mean, nothing besides that, but that one time. So I guess we've been good, homing this person, so they're fine with this or this ghost or this instance.
I've never had any issues, but I've never seen anything. But it's just a fear I had. Probably still have it. I just haven't really paid attention to it.
Even with the lights on still.
James, you scared of paranormal shit? You believe in paranormal shit?
Yeah, I do. But I'm not scared of it.
No?
No.
Are you scared of anything? Getting small. You're scared of getting small.
Small holes. Like.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that.
Like if someone, like when there's like a hole in the ground and some fucker tries to like climbs through it.
Yeah.
Like that shit's odd.
But you said you were scared of like holes like in a grate too, like just a shower.
No. I'm not. I said a lot of people are. I'm not. I said. Remember, I brought up that there's Donna is, I think Donna.
Yeah. So you're scared of small holes that you can crawl into and maybe get stuck.
Yeah, like or like like back in the day, like in the war where they used to dig trenches. Yeah. Like under in the clay and they can collapse on you.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Yeah, that shit.
So you're scared of confined spaces. I have my license in that. Well, it's expired now, but
anything that you can't move your arms like this in.
Yeah.
So imagine you have to go in something and your arms are stuck there.
I had to do a test like that when I did security when I was like 23, 24. And you get a license called Rescue from Confined Spaces.
No.
They put you down this fucking hole. It's like a sewer hole. And it's like, I was just starting to get bigger. It was fucked up, dude. I'm like, I went down like this. I got to put my hands above my head.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. Just last month, I went for an MRI on my neck. Yeah. I almost freaked because it was worse because they put the fucking mask on my face. So, and because it was my neck, they put this brace on my neck. So I have this brace on my neck, the mask on my face, and I'm in the fucking tube and I can't move. And I'm like, this is the fucking worst. Like, it took they gave me the button. It took everything in my power not to like push the button to get me the fuck out of here.
I had to do my wrist, but I had to lay this way to get me in.
Yeah.
So I had one arm down, one arm up because I had them both that way. It was too wide, and being like that, when I lay down with one arm up, it cuts off like the blood supply. So this hand goes numb on me, and the one they were trying to scan was going numb on me. For like, and you're in there for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20, 25 minutes. That's fucking horrible. I hate that.
Yeah. I think he only did 10 minutes for me, but it felt like it was half an hour, man. I was like, I get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Well, they got one of them hyperbaric chambers here, yeah.
Oh, I rented one of those at my house.
Yeah, bro, I ain't getting in one of them.
No, it's awesome, James.
You gotta try it.
Your recovery will go through the roof. I'm telling you.
Go on at restaurant one gym.
Listen to me. I'm telling you, I've never felt so good. So I rented one before a show once, and it was like it was a portable one. So it was like a long tube, and it had like a window, like where your face would be, right? Like a plastic thing, so you could see out. And you get in and you zip it from the inside, and it's just like pure oxygen being pumped in there. I've never.
I only do like an hour in that.
Yeah. Listen, James, my mood was better, my sleep was better, my recovery was better. I did it for like, I don't know, 2 weeks, and then there was like a leak in the thing, and they took it. I had to send it back.
Oh, but shit! I'm gonna get it.
Do it, man. I actually considered buying one. They're pretty expensive, but like,
I don't. Eddie Hall bought one, didn't he? Eddie Hall bought one.
Eddie Hall has one. I think the ones like that are bigger for guys like us were like between $5,000 and $10,000. That
don't sound too bad.
That's not like out of the realm of.
Listen, you pay that for a fucking good bed or a sofa.
You pay for a hot tub. Like a hot tub costs $5,000 or $10,000. So like this. Yeah. But I think is the only reason I didn't spend the money is because I didn't use it long enough to know, like, is it the prep that made me feel good, or was it the fucking thing that made me feel good? But if you have access to one, I'm curious to.
I'll give it a run and I'll give you some feedback.
Yeah,
it's good for stem cells, right?
What's that? Is that
they use it for increasing stem cell production?
I don't know. I know LeBron James has one. Like, you can get them where like you can put a desk in it. It's like bigger, and you can like put a desk in it with a computer, and you can just zip it shut and sit in there.
So you're like Bubble Boy.
Yeah, you're just like, well, I'm just saying, because that way you're not like in this little tube. You're actually like working on whatever you got to work on, and you're just breathing like highly oxygenated air.
So next week I'm going to do. I want to know. Do you guys know what NAD drips are?
No.
Have you heard of NAD? Have you been?
Yeah, NAD. I've heard of NAD.
What is it?
So I'm doing that next week. I got 4 sessions set up.
What is it, Brett?
Man, people swear by it. It's crazy. I'm doing a little research. I watched a little bit of Joe Rogan going off about it yesterday. It's like one of the number one like anti-aging things right now.
Okay.
But what it does, it just helps. Like, I mean, it just has so many different benefits in regards to your heart. Cleaning out your system. Preventing Alzheimer's, things like that. But mostly people use it, especially with people with money, for like the anti-aging effects.
So is it like a vitamin, or is it like a
no? So
like,
it's a drip. It's a drip.
Yeah,
so it's an IV. But what it is like. It's like a 3-hour process. And I guess it goes through these phases like that. You're like, so, it starts here, you start warming up. It actually becomes painful. Like you get kind of sick a little bit. Yeah. It's not very, you don't feel good. And then you can also, what we're doing is adding like glutathione to it, B12, vitamin C. But I guess when you're done, and I don't know if you guys know who this is, but Birdman, the basketball player for the Nuggets and the Heat and stuff, he trains at this gym. I talked to him yesterday about it. And he's like, it was one of the greatest highs he's ever had. When you get done, like you feel like Superman. He's like, I just wanted to do everything. Your mental clarity, you're really sharp. Your body feels amazing. So we're gonna give that a go these next like 4 weeks. I'll let you know how it goes. I'm excited for it.
I wonder
what's like your thoughts. What's all your thoughts on cryo?
Cryotherapy.
I think ice therapy is fucking awesome. Myself personally, I prefer.
I've got access to that, and I don't know what I think about it. To be fair.
If you have access to it, I like it. I mean, I'm not willing to pay all the time for it. But when I had a sponsor with it, and I was doing it like once a week, and it definitely helps. Whenever you chill your body that low, it's going to help recovery.
I don't know about cryotherapy. I know like ice baths work incredibly.
I just bought an ice. Well, no, I bought a big fucking tub to put ice in.
Did you? Yeah, those are amazing.
I haven't done it yet, but it's like one of those. I bought it from Tractor Supply, just the cheap one. I'm going to fill it with
like the aluminum one.
No, it's a big rubber one.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if cryotherapy works the same. I mean, I'm assuming it does, but I know ice therapy.
I'm going to ask our listeners to like maybe get into comments on this, just like about what treatments they kind of highly recommend, just out of interest, because there's so many things accessible here. But I'm not one to just jump on something if there's no, kind of. I don't know. I need something behind it to give me reason to try it.
Right.
And so I'm just interested to see if any of the listeners have any experience with any of these particular things we've discussed, like the NAD. Cryo, there's float beds they do now. We've got a float bed, which is like a massive bed that basically fills up with like water and surrounds your body and lifts you, makes you weightless. and you fall into REM sleep a lot quicker. So like you can literally fall into REM sleep apparently. Like,
isn't that a deprivation tank?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
No, this is different. This is a float bed. You're on top of it. It's weird. I used it the other day, and I know I fall asleep really easy. I fell asleep twice as quick as I normally do.
James falls asleep mid-conversation.
Dude, 10 minutes on it felt like an hour, like because it makes you weightless. Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, just interesting.
Man, you have access to everything there.
I was fucking chatting.
Anyone wants to sponsor Fuad's podcast, you know?
Yeah. Honestly, when James was at mine, we'd be sitting there, we were watching like a YouTube video, and we were talking.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And then he's like answering me back mid-sentence. He just stops talking, and I'm like, dude, motherfucker's asleep. Yeah. He was mid-sentence, not me.
Yeah, that used to be me. Ask Summer, man. Summer used to fucking shit on me all. She's like, you were just talking to me. I would be literally talking, and I'd be like, ooh, and I would just fucking pass right up.
There's two people that I've ever seen do it, and one was Luke, and then now James. And I'm like, motherfuckers just fall. That's like, it's fucking narcolepsy.
You can add me to that
group.
That's
why Yannicka doesn't like me driving, because I can get quite tired.
You know how many times, this is dangerous, I probably shouldn't say it. It doesn't happen anymore. It was when I was younger. You know how many times I've fallen asleep at a red light? I'll be sitting at a red light, and I'm like,
no, I can see it.
Yeah, it literally happened to me so many, and I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like,
I'm glad you told me. I'm glad you told me that after I've been in the car with you.
Well, that was way back when I was like full time, like
you drive like a James mode. Fucking lunatic. You drive like fucking Iceman in Top Gun.
But it's
think you're in a jet fighter,
but it's under control.
I did not feel like you were in control.
Fuad drives like he's one of them. Fuad drives like an Uber driver in Dubai.
It's an Arab thing, I'm telling you.
It is. They drive crazy.
These questions, man. Let's repeat these ones over and over again. Let me ask this: if dogs? Oh no. Nope. Updated question with different people. One position for the rest of your life. So you're talking about sex?
I guess so.
What is it, Brent?
You have to choose one position for the rest of your life.
What is it, Brett?
Am I this big the rest of my life?
You're going to be that big for the next 5 years at least.
Okay, then we're gonna stick to the power bottom.
Power bottom.
That's where I'm at.
Bottom, James.
I like kissing and snogging. I'm a missionary.
I like kissing and snuggling. Jesus Christ.
No, not snuggling. Snogging.
Snugging. What's snugging?
Snog.
What's a snog?
Snog's like kissing, sticking your tongue down their throat.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But I like sticking my tongue down their throat to the point where they're like almost not welcoming.
Like choking them.
I'm just trying to get a meal out of them.
Yeah. I'm gonna take on my back, but it's got to be with a bed that moves. Like
you're such an old man. That is such an old man.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like it has to move across the floor as you're fucking. Like it. Like
no, like I want the back to like raise up so I can like be elevated.
So you can get some titty in your face. It's so you can get the titties in the face without having to sit up.
I don't want to have to sit up. That was perfect.
It's got to get a good view as well, right?
The laziness, right, Brett? It's like carries over to everything. All right, we'll do a couple more. Craziest bodybuilding related story. There's a million of them. Would you rather have What? Would you rather have every shit you take be the best shit ever, or every time you blow your nose be the best ever? That's actually pretty close.
I shit way more often, so shit.
Yeah.
You know when you blow your nose though, and you can't, like, especially now because I'm sick, I'm like trying to blow my nose, I can't get it out.
I hate that.
It's the worst. But it's
because your sinuses are swollen, isn't it? So it's not that the nose hole's closed.
Sorry.
But you blow harder thinking, I'm going to force this out. It's like makes no sense. I do all the time.
You know when you got like one like lodged up here and then it just finally does just hit the fucking tissue.
It's great.
Like, oh my God.
I think that has to be shit, because then you can enjoy it. You know, you're in your private space.
Yeah.
You can enjoy the moment. Sometimes you have to go run and blow your nose real quick. But what are you gonna do? Like blow your nose and like have an orgasm pretty much right there in front of everybody? Like,
yeah, Brett's probably right.
And in a prep, How annoying is it when you can't get out a good shit?
Oh my God, that's the worst.
You know when I just want to have a fucking good dump.
I had a friend who used, you know what, my friend I had one of these friends that like would just create theories out of thin air. And he said that because you couldn't shit, it meant that you were so efficient that your body was just using all the food you're eating. And I'm like, there's still fucking waste, man. Like it's got to go somewhere. Like,
yeah.
So yeah,
I used to think that.
That's how he explained. That's how he explained not shitting for 5 days. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, well, my body must be using all efficient rice. Is 69ing in the bedroom equivalent to a superset?
Why is it? No, it's one thing.
No, it's two things.
No, but it's not really, because it's like you're doing it all at once.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess it's not a superset.
The superset, you do one and move on to the other. So it's not, it's multitasking.
This would be like doing a leg. This would be like doing a leg extension and a shoulder press at the same time.
Yeah. It's more that it's aerobic.
A superset would be throwing the finger in the butthole at the same time.
No, it's after. It'd be after.
No.
It'd be like putting your penis in her pussy and then taking it out, putting it in her butthole. That's a superset.
That's a superset. That's
Yeah.
a superset. What are you doing? Just superset. Then she can't moan.
Yeah. Is 69 that great though?
I like a 69er.
The idea of it's better than the reality.
I love it.
I agree. The idea.
The build up of growing up and knowing what 69 is before you ever even have sex is way better than when it actually happens.
Yeah. I like the awkwardness of 69. The fact.
What's awkward about it?
Like just you know, like they're trying to line their fucking head up with your cock. Like, you're like getting your fucking body where it should be.
It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable.
I like popping them up.
Yeah, but it feels uncomfortable. You got to lift your head up. Your neck's all cranked and shit. You're trying to like.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. A vagina at angle is the nicest angle.
No, because it's like you got to get into it instead of it just being
I
on
like
your
that.
face.
And then you got butthole in your eye.
I don't mind the butthole in my eye. That part I don't mind. I guess maybe if I can put a pillow by my head.
Yeah, but it's better if you're the opposite and you're looking up and you got some nice titties in front of you rather than.
No, because I'm all about arse.
Wait a minute. So you want to do the 69 with?
I'm saying if you're not 69, no. What I'm saying is if you're not 69, if you're not 69, and then it's just better if she's, you know.
Yeah.
But wait, you have to compromise with a 69. You have to get a.
Does anybody do a 69 on top? Nobody does that, right?
No. They have to be on top. Imagine you on top.
The girl has to be on top, right? What'd you say?
You'd like literally probably poke through the back of the head.
No, you can do it, but they got to do like hanging. They got to do it like hanging off the edge of the bed, and you can be stood up. Then
I don't feel like it. I don't feel
you're
like
like
it works.
290 pounds, like just laying dead weight on their neck.
Yeah.
No, that's why you got to stand up. If their head's off the back of their head.
Yeah, but that's not a 69. Well,
it is because then you're going over the top of them.
That's not really.
I'm limber. I can get in that position.
You're long.
Yeah.
You got that kind of upper body.
I think it's like for me, it's like a treat. Like once in a while, like once every, I don't know, once a month.
Is it a treat? Because just getting a blowjob is better.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Well, definitely.
I don't think it is. I can
just kick back and enjoy it.
Blowjobs are the best.
Do stuff.
Yeah, but I'm visual, man. I like looking at like legs and shit.
Yeah, I like looking too. I like looking while I'm getting a blowjob.
Can't look at the leg.
he likes looking at his own cock. He's flexing in the mirror. American Psycho shit.
Yeah, no.
I think
there's no way 69. There's no way 69 is better than straight blowjob.
I think it is.
No.
Brett?
I mean,
I like to partake.
Like you said, it's a treat. Yeah, it's every once in a while because you can say, "Hey, we just 69," you know.
Yeah, it's like just a checklist.
It's a novelty thing. It's a novelty thing, but it's not actually as good as getting a.
You just gotta say, "I still got it," and move on. You know.
I bet you the girl probably doesn't enjoy it as much either. The girl
they definitely don't.
The girl would probably rather lay there and fucking just enjoy herself as well.
Of course.
No, I don't know. It depends how slutty if she's the ones that enjoy that you don't want to marry.
Yeah, I guess I know what you're saying. Yeah.
They're not marriage material, those girls.
No.
Is there anybody
these are important conversations, lads.
Is there anybody that gets a blowjob Is there anybody that gets off before their girl?
What do you mean?
Like, do you ever get off first and then go down on your girl? Or do you go down on her first?
You finish and then go down on her?
Yeah.
No, I take forever.
I have done that.
But only out of duty, not out of preference.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we were in a long session, so it was like we knew we'd be going a couple of rounds in the one sitting.
Oh, okay. No, I'm saying I'm saying one session. Would you like to go first and then have to finish her after?
Nah, right now in my more formative years, my latter years, if I'm done, we're done.
I like that. That's a t-shirt.
That's how I am too.
That's a t-shirt there for.
It's a t-shirt.
In my younger years when I wasn't married and I was trying to impress, then yeah, I would put out all the stops. But now I'm like, you just too slow, love.
I always like to let her go first. That way, when I'm done, I don't feel guilty. I can be done. I had
that control over myself.
That's right.
No, I'm just saying,
I don't have self-control.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If she's done first, I don't have to have self-control. I can finish in 5 minutes or 5 hours.
But the good thing that I've got is her finishing makes me finish.
Oh, that works too. Yeah.
So even if I'm not close, if she gets there, then I'll get there real quick. Like
you love the power. You love the power. You're like,
it feeds my ego, and I'm like, oh, I'm the man.
James. You like the power.
He does. He loves it.
Anyway, we'll end the serious one there, and maybe next week we'll get back together.
Hell yeah!
All right, boys.
For sure.
Good stuff. Good seeing you.
Okay, man. Have a good one, guys.
Nice seeing you guys. Have a great day.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.